Okay, so let's dive right into this. We've all probably felt that little flicker of anxiety in our relationships, right? But today, we're going to look at that really intense, spiraling feeling in a totally new way. We're going to reframe it. It's not a flaw, it's more like a feature, just one that's a little bit outdated.
And this right here is so often where it begins, with that quiet, vulnerable thought that what you're feeling is somehow wrong or silly. It's that little voice in your head that tries to isolate you. But believe me, it's a voice so many of us have heard before.
You know the one I'm talking about? Your partner is just quiet for a second, maybe they're just scrolling on their phone, and suddenly your brain is just off to the races. A simple quiet moment triggers this whole cascade of worst-case scenarios. I mean, a full-blown internal crisis. Sound familiar?
So let's actually break down what this experience is. We're going to call it the anxious spiral. And the interesting thing is, it starts way before the thoughts even get clear. It actually begins in your body.
Before you can even finish thinking, are they mad at me? Your body's already sounding the alarm. That sinking feeling you get in your stomach, that tightness in your chest, that is the very first signal. The spiral doesn't start as a thought. It starts as this really physical, visceral event.
And it's so crucial to understand this. This isn't just random anxiety. These powerful physical feelings are being triggered by one of our deepest, most primal fears as human beings: abandonment. It's that terror of being disconnected from the person we count on.
Okay, and this is where we get to flip the whole script. That intense physical reaction, it isn't you being crazy or too sensitive. Nope. It's actually a pretty sophisticated piece of ancient technology doing its job perfectly.
I mean, think about it for a second. For our ancestors, being cast out from the tribe was basically a death sentence. So our bodies evolved this incredibly effective alarm system to detect any sign of disconnection. And that alarm, it is still wired into you. It's a feature, not a bug. It's just, well, it's designed for a very different world.
And right here, this is the central problem. Your ancient alarm system sees any sign of disconnection as a 5-alarm fire. But the modern trigger, your partner just being quiet, is most of the time a totally neutral event. Your brain is flagging a harmless situation as a life or death threat. It's a total mismatch.
So, what we're dealing with here isn't a broken alarm. We're dealing with an alarm that's actually a little too good at its job. It's a misdirected alarm that's calibrated for the dangers of the savannah, not the realities of your living room couch. And you know what? There's a perfect analogy for this.
This quote, it just nails it, doesn't it? This system is working. It's designed to detect smoke, which is a great thing. The problem is, it can't tell the difference between a genuine house fire and a slightly burnt piece of toast. The intention is to keep you safe, but the execution can be, well, pretty disruptive.
Exactly. That's it. This is the key insight. Your relationship anxiety isn't some flaw in your character. It's a super sensitive smoke alarm. And once you really truly get that, you can stop blaming yourself for the alarm going off and start learning how to manage it.
So what's the first step? Well, you don't just rip the smoke alarm off the ceiling, right? You learn to create a tiny little bit of space, a pause, between the alarm blaring and you running out of the house screaming.
And here's how you do it. First, just notice the physical feeling, that tightness in your chest. Step 2, you give it a name, almost like you're greeting an old friend. You say out loud, "Ah, there's my abandonment alarm." And third, you acknowledge its purpose. "Thanks for trying to protect me." Just doing that, it externalizes the feeling. It's not you anymore, it's just the alarm.
In this tiny moment of space you create, oh, that is everything. It's the pause between the stimulus and your reaction. It's the gap where you get to choose how to respond instead of just getting hijacked by panic. This little space is where all your power lives.
And creating that space, well, that's the foundation for the entire path forward. It is the very first step on the journey from feeling constantly hijacked by your emotions to feeling like you are the one in the driver's seat.
And this is the goal. It's not to get rid of the alarm. It's part of you, and it's trying to help. The goal is to become the person who hears the alarm, takes a breath, and says, "Okay, let me just calmly go check if this is a real fire or if I just need to open a window for the toast."
So now you have a new way to see it. You can spot the alarm for what it is. An ancient, well-intentioned, but yeah, overly sensitive system. So the only question left is, are you ready to start practicing becoming that calm, curious person who checks on the toast?